Hi there, this is Ken Mahar, CEO and Founder of Email Broadcast. Today I want to talk about starting an email list. I'm going to give you step-by-step directions. Anyone can follow this, how to get your email list started. This is actually pretty frequent, for people that are just starting email marketing, kind of a stumbling block they usually have. They're like, hey, I don't have an email list, what do I do? Well, you have to build one. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is open up a spreadsheet, okay? Whether it's Excel or Google Sheets or whatever, just start a spreadsheet. Then put in columns for the data that you want to collect. So first name and email address are what we suggest should be just absolutely required. But you can also add last name. And then there's a column of data that if you want to hit the ground running and make sure that you've got the right data from the beginning, collect data that's important to you. So for instance, let's say you sell clothing and you want to market differently to different genders. So you might have, male and female. Or maybe you want to collect zip code because that's really important to your business model. Whatever it is, if there's a particularly useful field of data, make a column for that as well. So we got first name, last name, email address, and gender, for instance. We've even created a sample spreadsheet for you. Should be a link down here below in the show notes or in the blog post where we've actually started a spreadsheet. You can just use that to get started. Hope that helps. So, who should be on your email list? Well, let's start with the easy ones. First, you should put your mom on there. Okay, if you're not confident enough that this is going to be interesting to send to your mom, then you probably ought to rethink your content. So put your mom on there. Next, maybe your friends and family, okay? Now, are these your ideal prospects? Probably not. But don't you want to make sure that they know what you're doing, right? That they're getting a reminder, oh, that's right, Ken's in the email business. So putting your friends and family on your list, I think, is a great idea. They can unsubscribe if they get sick of it, but it's always a great way to let your close association remember what it is that you do. Third, go with your existing customers. Okay, so if you already have some customers, make sure that they're on your email list. On there. I would add your close business associates. So these are people that you have lunch with, that you see at the Chamber of Commerce, that you have a mastermind with, right? People that that obviously know who you are and what you do. Make sure that you add them on there. Then, as we're kind of going down the list here in priority, then I would add your former business associates. So people you work with in past jobs and past lives. And usually what I would do here is I would send some kind of introductory email. Could be one at a time, or maybe you put 20 people at a time in BCC. But you just say, hey, listen, this is what I'm doing. We worked together before. I wanted to kind of keep you up to date with my progress. I'd love to stay in touch via email every now and then. So here's what you can expect to hear from me. I think those are fine people. If you've been in business for a while and you have a CRM that's full of people that haven't necessarily been added to your email list, we just did this recently. Take that CRM list, dump it into a spreadsheet, and then kind of cull through that a little bit. And there'll be some people in there you'll be like, yeah, I don't want that guy on my list. Take those people off. But for most part, the people that you've had in your CRM, you've had some contact with, they have an understanding of who you are and what your brand is. And again, I would send them an introductory email as well. Just be like, hey, I haven't talked to you since X, and a lot of CRMs will have your last contact date. So you can kind of mail merge that into an email, but you could say, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a long time, but this is what's happening in my life. I'd love to hear about what's happening in yours. By the way, I'd love to stay in touch with you via email. Hope that's okay. If not, you can unsubscribe at any time, no problem. So that's the CRM. And then the next, I would probably do your networking contacts. So people that you've met recently networking, whether it's a trade show or a conference you went to, or the local Chamber of Commerce or speaking engagement that you've done, but people that you've recently come in contact with that know who you are, add them to your email list. And again, you may want to send an introductory email to those people as well. How far back you go, I'm not sure I would just grab those, stack of business cards you had in your desk for 5 years and put those people on your email list, at least without some kind of introduction. So again, you could send them an email and be like, hey, this is Ken. I'm excited about my new business. I wanted to share what's going on, and I've added you to the email list. We're going to be sending out content that hits this, this, and this. I hope you really appreciate it. If not, you can totally unsubscribe at any time. That's pretty fair. So if you take those groups and you add them all together, I mean, anybody should be able to come up with a couple hundred people to add to their email list. And that's going to feel really good just getting started with some kind of list. Now, again, are these your ideal prospects? Maybe not. But they might know some of your ideal prospects, and the viral effect of email can't be undervalued, right? Somebody getting an email and be like, oh, actually, I know a person that this would be perfect for, and they forward it off because they're a friend of yours or an associate of yours, and at least it gets you started in email marketing. Then you'll have to go do the rest of the work, which is making sure your website's collecting people, make sure your Facebook's collecting people to kind of grow your email list from there, but at least that's a way to get started. So I hope that helps. Again, this is Ken Mahar, founder of Email Broadcast. We're a full-service email marketing agency. One of the things that we do is take over people's email campaigns for them and completely run them. Everything from strategy to design to copywriting to images. We do the whole thing. So if you're interested in that, we'd be happy to have a conversation with you. You can book a 20-minute consultation with me down below. If this information was valuable to you, it'd be great if you gave it a thumbs up and or subscribe down below so you get our next video. And I hope that helps get you started in email marketing. Good luck. Take care.